1967 European Champions Cup Final. Celtic 2, Inter Milan 1.
4 minutes gone here in Lisbon and still no scoring, and Clark breaking the ball up, breaking up that attack and giving the ball to Gemmell. Gemmell forward now into the centre circle. Munduk losing possession, but the ball breaks to Johnson. Johnson holding it, chipping a long one forward. Wallace waiting for it, the ball cut off. It's Corso now. Corso tackled by Little Johnson. Corso still in possession. Now the ball through to Chalmers. Chalmers forward to Johnson. Johnson the edge of the Inter Milan penalty area. He's right on the Inter Milan penalty area. Will bring the chance. He drives, and a good save. A good save by Sarti, who has to throw himself full length to that one. And this little fellow, Jimmy Johnson, could be quite a worrier to this Inter Milan defence. There's an Inter Milan player feeling the effects of a tackle, but plays going on now. And here's Celtic in possession again. It's Munduk driving the ball down to Johnson. Johnson moving forward on the Celtic right, cutting in now. Johnson cutting right across, gives a nice ball, and it's offside. The flag is up for offside against Willie Wallace, and an offside kick to Inter Milan. Beautiful evening here in the National Stadium in Lisbon. Excitement very, very tense indeed. And of Celtic coming from the large Celtic following. Now for this Inter moving on, all just managing to divert the ball, and it runs through to Clark. Clark just guiding it back and sending it back now to goalkeeper Simpson. And the Celtic fans really taking up this chant of Celtic as young Jim Craig moves forward now for Celtic, midway inside his own half. Pushing the ball forward, it's being chased by Lennox. Bobby Lennox way out in the right wing for Celtic, keeping possession. Still it's Lennox, he hit it too far. No, he cuts it back. Here's a chance for Johnson. A header, and it's just touched over the crossbar by goalkeeper Sarti. Yet another fine save by the Italian goalkeeper, Little Johnson. We don't often see him hitting the ball. He got his head to that one as Lennox chipped it over, and Sarti at full stretch just managed to touch the ball over the crossbar for a corner to Celtic, a short one taken 2-all. 30-all now, moving right inside the Inter penalty area. The ball stabs back, and here's Dominini losing to Gemmell, and finally the ball cleared out again, and here's Inter now making the break down the right, and it's Bikili now. Bikili inside to Mazzola midway inside the Celtic half, moving forward. Clark falling back. Mazzola sending a lovely ball into the Celtic penalty area. Down goes the player. He's on the ground. It looks like a penalty. It looks like a penalty for Inter Milan, and it is a penalty kick. It's an Inter Milan player sliding. 6 minutes gone. I don't think that this hurt as he makes out. I'm waiting to see which one it is. But anyway, he has in fact gained a penalty kick for Inter Milan with just about 6.5 minutes gone. And oh, what a tragedy should Inter Milan score with this one. It looks like Beda. It's Mazzola who's taking it up. He goes, he drives, and he scores a goal for Inter Milan. A penalty goal with just about 7 minutes gone. Oh, and what a heartbreak indeed for Celtic to lose a goal so quickly and so simply, because that tackle by Billy McNeil did not, to my mind, look one which was at all dangerous or at all fierce. However, there it goes. Off they go again. Celtic 1 goal down. A goal by Sandro Mazzola, but here's Celtic moving on to the attack again. Bobby Munduk just outside the penalty area, drives in, and there's Little Johnson there on the spot again, but the linesman's flag is up as Johnson drives the ball against Sarti. It goes past, but the linesman's flag was up for offside against Little Johnson, and so an offside.
Inter Milan still leading by this 1-0. 16 minutes of the second half gone, and here's David Francie again.
Thank you, Brian. And Gemmell now for Celtic, squaring the ball right across to Craig. Craig just outside the Inter penalty area, turns it inside to Murdoch. Here's Murdoch with a chance. He's just on the 18-yard line. Oh, he's jockeying about, trying to get in a shot, and he's tackled, and away comes the ball again, but it's Little Johnson running back, turning the ball way back to Clark. Clark just inside the Inter penalty area, inside the Inter half, giving it forward to Murdoch. Murdoch across to Craig. Craig just on the edge of the Inter penalty area, moving inside, squaring it across. Oh, a great shot! And Tommy Gemmell, the Celtic left back, sends in a cracking right foot drive into the Inter Milan net, and now they're all square, and now to win this game, Inter have got to come out and really fight. And let's see what's going to happen now in the next 28 minutes or so. Celtic in once again, right bang into the game with a wonderful chance. What a tremendous goal by Tommy Gemmell. He's certainly scored a lot of goals this season. He's scored a lot of goals as they came to Celtic, but never has Gemmell scored a goal as precious as the one he scored just a minute or so ago. One goal each now. Celtic 1, Inter Milan 1. And here's Inter on the move once again, and it's the inside left, sweeping a long ball away out towards the left. It's being chased by the centre forward, Capellini, with the ball running out of play for a throw to Celtic.
And so it's a corner to Celtic. Right-footed there, comes back across to Lennox. Lennox curling it back to Murdoch. Murdoch out to the right here again to Willie Wallace. Wallace now trying to get the Inter Milan defender Gurney to come in and tackle him. Gurney does come in and tackle him and clears the ball forward for Corso, but Corso not quick enough to take it. And it's Murdoch very quickly in there for Celtic. Across the face of the goal it goes, headed away by Facchetti for Inter Milan. It comes only as far as Gemmell though. Gemmell, the real hero for Celtic here tonight. Gemmell going past his man yet again. Trying a long shot there, but it cannons off an Inter Milan defender. And the ball finally finds its way over onto the right into the shade again to Murdoch. Murdoch to Craig. Craig to Ald. And Celtic are doing all the attacking here. They've won all the hearts of the Portuguese here tonight. I'm absolutely sure of that. It comes to Murdoch now. Murdoch curling this ball once more into the Inter Milan penalty area. And again it's headed clear by the blue shirts of Inter Milan. But again not very far, because this time it comes to John Clark, the number 6 for Celtic. Clark trying to get number 9 Chalmers away. But a quick interception there sends Inter Milan racing down the right once more. And away goes Dominguini, the number 7. Forward to Mazzola. Back trying a long 1-2 there with Dominguini. Dominguini keeps it in play. Inside to Mazzola. A dangerous little moment developing here for Celtic. Celtic funneling back very quickly, but the ball still with Mazzola. His shot cannons off a Celtic defender. And it's cleared out now to Bertie Auld. And away go the Green again. At last we're getting a game of football with both sides showing that they must attack. Auld streaking forward. Jimmy Johnson is offside. He's offside. The linesman's red flag was up, and I must say that Jimmy Johnson seemed to be a yard or so offside, streaking onto that pass from Bertie Auld. Inter Milan 1, Celtic 1. That's the score here with 7 minutes still to go. 7 minutes of this European Cup final left with the scores level. Mazzola having scored for Inter Milan from a penalty spot after 6 minutes. Gemmell with a magnificent equaliser for Celtic after 62 minutes. And another Milan player is on the turf, on this lovely cool green turf as it must be to these players now on the far side. They're receiving a little bit of attention from his trainer. The night still beautifully bright, clear and warm. The shadows of the tall trees behind me and of this massive grandstand in white stone lengthening across the beautiful green turf here in this Lisbon National Stadium. And it's Capellini, the number 9, centre forward, who is on his feet again, rather ruefully feeling his knee. And it's going to be a free kick to Inter Milan. There it is, into the Celtic penalty area. Dominguini trying to get a foot to it, but it goes quite aimlessly through to goalkeeper Ronnie Simpson. And away comes Simpson again there. Pushes it over to the right where Chalmers, who's been a tireless worker here for Celtic tonight, doing so much running for them. To Murdoch, who has run perhaps more than anyone. Indeed, this whole Celtic side has run and run and run again. And it's Murdoch coming forward once more. Auld calling for the ball. He switches it over to the right there, hoping to find Willie Wallace. But in fact, all he found was Guarneri, the number 5 for Inter Milan. And that long clearance. In fact, it's a stoppage because it's a free kick to Celtic inside their own half, which McNeil very quickly takes. Forward to Murdoch. Out to Gemmell, making another overlap for Celtic there. Gemmell now closing in on this Inter Milan penalty area, trying to get them to go into attack. A shot, a goal! A goal by Murdoch for Celtic. They're in the lead. Celtic are in the lead. A long shot by Murdoch that boldly cannoned off another Celtic player. Chalmers, David Francie thinks beside me, but if the scorer is perhaps a little bit obscure, the great news for Scotland is that Celtic are in the lead with 5 minutes of this European Cup final to go. The score is Celtic 2, Inter Milan 1. Celtic 2, Inter Milan 1. And that's a scoreline that I'm sure is bringing joy not only in Scotland but right across Britain at this very moment. As a Scot in front of me raises his arms to the sky, and Inter Milan huddled now in their blue shirts, wondering what on earth they can do about this reversal in the last 5 minutes of this European Cup final. Celtic 2, Inter Milan 1. A shot, as I said, from Murdoch, which we think probably cannoned off Chalmers past Sarti into the Inter Milan net. Celtic 2, Inter Milan 1, and Milan now throwing everything at Celtic, but it's Celtic in their green shirts coming away once more. And now the Celtic players are being mobbed by men who travelled from Britain, from the north of Scotland, to be here for this wonderful night. This beautiful pitch here in Lisbon is now a sea of happy, smiling Scottish faces. The banners are being lifted. There are men going out with their arms aloft to greet their heroes. And truly, this is a great night for Scottish football. A man is dancing just on the presidential stand there just to my left. I can see a man in the dark blue suit there waving a flag for all he's worth, looking as though he'd be happy to die at this moment. Celtic, the big placard says, the man is parading it around, and who can doubt that Celtic are the club in Europe at this moment. They have beaten Inter Milan in the final of the European Cup. And this beautiful pitch here in Lisbon is just a mass of colour as thousands of excited Scotsmen come on to cheer their heroes. These Celtic players are not going to get to the dressing room for a little time yet, I can assure you of that. They're coming on still in their hundreds. Men with suitcases that they brought from Scotland with green and white hats on, green and white banners. Everybody is everybody else's friend here tonight. The Portuguese, so patient and so behind Celtic tonight, are leaving in their thousands for home. But there'll be a long, long time before any Scotsman will want to leave this beautiful stadium here tonight. Celtic have won the European Cup. They have beaten Inter Milan by 2 goals to 1. And who can doubt for one moment that they deserve it? Their goals, let me repeat once more, from Gemmell after 62 minutes, from Chalmers after 85 minutes, after Mazzola had put this so experienced Inter Milan side into the lead after only 6 minutes.